Welcome in, everybody, to Prowler Racing League Season number 6, Round 12, the final race of Season 6. Tonight, we're under the lights of Singapore. It's going to be a mad dash around the track. This track consists of 19 turns, 3 miles long, 4 DRS zones for tonight to allow our drivers to use those to overtake into the tight corners here in Singapore. Right now, we're going to get to their intermission screen. We told everyone to ready up. We're ready to rock and roll. So as we're sitting here, let's take a look at our team standings right now. Coming into the final round, McLaren way out in front, basically have the championship clinched. 341 to 254 Ferrari, Alpine 149, Aston Martin moving up 159, Sauber dropping down 139. And then you got Haas 105, Mercedes 98, Red Bull 83, Racing Bulls 57, Williams bringing up the rear with 32. Those team standings brought to you by, just like IRL McLaren, yep, brought to you by our top 10 drivers of the championship. Sasuke basically has the championship clinched. We'll find out after tonight, but more than likely it is secured. I mean, mathematically, he's already got it in the bag. But then we got Vanilla P2, Dynamic P3. Right now, these guys are going to be working to score as many points as possible to get an average finish or average points to make their team selections for Season 7 even more prevalent. Then we got F4 and P4 moving up with 120, Mitch 118, Boogie 107, Lone Fiber 102, last season's champions Luxy in 8th, Some Good Salt Season 3 champion 9th, and Inception in 10th place. Looks like everyone's heading to the track already, but a reminder for tonight, the drivers are required to make 3 pit stops. So there's no requirement of tires other than 2 dry tire compounds, which is regulated by the game. So they just have to make sure they pit 3 times throughout the race. That strategy is going to affect what tires they choose to do qualifying under. So let's head down to the track to see how everyone gets on with qualifying here in Singapore. Like one of the first cars out on track is going to be the Haas of It's Not Luke, rocking the Japanese livery of the Cherry Blossoms. Very beautiful livery on that car. Taking a look real quick at our timing and scoring. Everyone has the telemetry turned on right. So we are good to go for the final round here. So we're going to stay here with It's Not Luke, as he's leading the McLaren of Sasuke out onto the track. Sasuke may overtake him to make sure he has a clean track ahead, and he does so. Luke gets out of the way, so we'll actually go with our cameras over to our season champion so far this season, out in front. Coming on to the long straightaway, which now has a DRS. This changed a couple years ago. They would have dived towards the waterfront and then under the bleachers, but here they go under turn 16. Up close to the wall where a lot of cars get taken out, and here he comes across the final corners as he starts his lap with the soft tires under lights here in few drivers invalidating already early on in their laps. But Sasuke is going to be setting the tone for the session. (26.561) through the first sector. Purple across the board so far. Pro Ultra in the Aston Martin, setting a blazing first sector. It's faster than Sasuke. Sasuke sets a 37.304 in the middle sector. Crossline, Sasuke sets a 128.802. Let's go with Pro Ultra in the Aston Martin. Currently fastest first sector, middle sector 3/10 slower. Lone Fiber sets the time for P2. Pro Ultra has the Racing Bull ahead of him as he comes through the final corner. DRS opens up, gets it, 128.706 for the Aston Martin. And then his teammate Mitch coming through the final corner now. Oh, locks it up into the wall. Scrubs out that lap. Still set the time, but that was not representative as he now has rear wing damage. Karuma has front wing damage. So let's check to see who the next car is that's setting a time. We got one of our Pro Series drivers, Nick. (26.549) in the first sector. Slightly slower than our fastest Pro Ultra. Let's see what he can do here. So Nick coming down to the final corner. Let's see where this places him. Setting time F4, the fastest lap. Nick up to P5, the 129.162. F4 out in front with a 128.648. Didn't see that coming at first. But Sasuke in the McLaren. Blazing fast middle sectors. Puts on 26.395 in the first sector. The Ferrari of Vanilla getting out of the way there, not moving anymore. Sending an invite for Dynamic to get in. Thank you to our members for making sure that our drivers are getting the invites after the session has already started. Sasuke losing a lot of time in the middle sector, invalidates off the wall. So that lap is gone. Let's head over to Jay Sims. Currently saying personal best times. Hasn't set a time yet, so this will definitely get him up the order. Let's see where this places him. Cross the line with a 131.831, puts him good enough for P7. Taking a look out on track, we got a few drivers that have invalidated. Might have been their out laps or in laps. We're not entirely sure. But let's take a look on the running order right now. See if anybody is improving. Nobody is. So we'll keep an eye on this. So right now, with 10 minutes left to go in the qualifying session for the Singapore Grand Prix for Prowler Racing League season number 6, round 12. Right now, all 14 of our drivers are out on track looking to set a time to get their positions for the Grand Prix. With Singapore being a street circuit, it's very difficult to overtake. Hence the 4 DRS zones or drag reduction zones. So where they qualify in this session is going to make it so that their race is either too hard or it's going to be a cakewalk. We shall see. Right now, most of our cars out on track are either finishing up their laps, getting out of the way of each other. Nobody is setting a representative time. Right now, we'll actually go with, take a look at the timing and scoring. Camera right now is here on Mitch. Mitch unfortunately had a spin in the final corner. Damaged his rear wing, so he had to come in for repairs to get back out. It's not Luke, and validates again with wing damage. Alex also with wing damage. More than likely not going to be setting a representative time. Mitch here getting his tires warmed up. We're going to stay with him to see how well he does. We'll actually pull up the telemetry on his lap to see how well he gets on with racing here or qualifying here in Singapore. Around the final corner, starts his lap. Very close to the edge there. On and off the accelerator, but does now puts in mini purple sectors through sector 1. Quick on and off the brakes. DRS. In that sector, coming through heavy on the brakes, getting the car rotated around. Mitch does not set a fastest first sector, but it was close at 26.395. Through turn 12, over the bridge to the hairpin of 13. Not fully on the brakes. That's impressive as he comes through. Lone Fiber sets your fastest lap, 128.272. Pro Ultra getting out of the way of his teammate as they come through turn 14. Heavy on the brakes through 16 and 17. Very close to the wall there, having to feather that throttle. Around 16 and 19. Cross line, 128.059. Puts Mitch on top of the timing board here at Singapore. But unfortunately, I think Sasuke right behind doesn't. Sasuke lost out in the final sector, only going third fastest, 0.2 off of Mitch's time. So after Mitch finished his lap, the other Aston Martin of Pro Ultra has started his timed lap. Through the first sector, sets the fastest first sector time of 26.314. Close to the bridge, or the exit there. Catching his teammate. Let's see if they play the team game here as Mitch is coming through turn 13. Pro Ultra just getting through it now. There he is up ahead. Let's see if he can get a little bit of a toe. Not much. No, he's too far away. DRS wide open. Pro Ultra coming through. Fastest second sector. So 2 purple sectors currently up on his teammate Mitch's time. We may have a 1-2 Aston Martin to start this race. 5 minutes left to go through the final corner. Cross line, Pro Ultra 127.763 makes it an Aston Martin 1-2. Lone Fiber in the Sauber. Personal best in that first sector, even though the mini sector showed he was actually down on his time for most of that sector, but did improve at the end of it. Now coming through the second sector, kind of all over the place on the mini sectors, looking at a yellow, 2 little purples, and a green. Let's see what happens as he comes down the straightaway. Not improving in that middle sector, down on his time. Let's see if Lone Fiber can pull something out of the hat here in the third sector. Whoa! Into the wall there. Lost the back end. Ruining that lap as he comes into the pits. Going to try again. We're at just under, or just at 3.5 minutes left of the qualifying session. It is going to be a mad dash out of the pit exits to get everyone out on track right now. Let's head on down to the Racing Bull of Jay Sims. As he is in his first sector. Personal best, a second down on Pro Ultra's time. But even then, Jay Sims can improve his starting position, which on a street circuit will be a godsend, because even though a lot of drivers, we tell everyone the race isn't won in the first corner, it definitely is lost for a lot of our drivers with how aggressive they can get into turn 1. Jay Sims coming down to the hairpin of 13. Rotating the car around, gets on the accelerator. DRS wide open. Deploying the battery as he goes. Personal best again in that middle sector. 38.484. So this lap time will improve his starting position. Around the final corner he goes. P9 131 341. So we'll head on down to the Haas of It's Not Luke. Yet to set a time. Him, Dynamic, Alex, and Dark Viper still have yet to set a time. Right now, Vanilla improving on his first sector, 26.484. Does have a little bit of traffic up ahead, but he should be able to navigate that. Luke getting very squirrely through 14. DRS wide open, heading down to turn 16. Saw this corner caught out a lot of drivers in the IRL race today. So let's see where this is going to put Luke as he comes through. Oh, and validates on the last corner and smokes the pit entrance. So let's head up to the Ferrari of Vanilla. Doing personal best in the first 2 sectors, coming around the final corner. Moves up to P5, a 128.305. And he slows to get out of the way of traffic as everyone else is starting to set their laps. Let's head on down to the Red Bull of Dark Viper. So Dark Viper Hasn't set a time yet. We know Viper can be fast. Around the final corners here. Close to the wall, going around. Turn 19 onto the straightaway. Moves up to P8 with a 129.971. So let's head up to Sasuke. Purple mini sectors in the first sector, but he missed out so very close. Oh, getting very sideways there out of 13. That is going to rob Sasuke of a lot of time. Alex setting in a decent time as well. Going to set a time on the board. Up to P3 the 128.171. They got Lone Fiber setting a blazing lap as well. Doesn't improve position. P4. Sasuke, loses out on the final corner into the wall. Pulls a stroll. And is going to be out of the qualifying session. See, I don't believe anybody else. Oh, big impact there. Missed out who that was. But it looks like that is going to be... That looks like that's going to be qualifying over. So, your pole position is Pro Ultra out in front. Do a screenshot of this real quick before we go to our... Back to our intermission screen we go while we're getting this underway. Need to send a message to the Discord, let everyone know when we're starting. 5 minutes. 20. Okay, so Discord has been notified. We will go in 5 minutes' time. Yeah, medical card need to be out for that impact. That was loud in the eardrums. So, again, we are here at Singapore for round number 12 of Season 6. Team standings, McLaren out in front. Ferrari, followed by Alpine, Aston Martin, Sauber, Haas, Mercedes, Red Bull, Racing Bulls, and Williams. So we got a few drivers asking in the Discord what happens if it rains about the tire rule. As a reminder, we have 3 pit stop minimum requirements tonight for our drivers, but if within the rules, if it rains and the game declares a wet race, by disabling DRS, the pit stop rule goes away. So we may have ended that session slightly. So right now we're just getting everyone a chance to figure out what their strategy is going to be. Do a little bit of a stretch for Vanilla, probably getting some ice packs for his steering wheel, attacking him with the Sasuke incident there at the end. But everyone seems to be behaving themselves pretty good. That was a decent qualifying session. Pro Ultra and Mitch locking out the front row. The Aston Martin's looking very quick tonight, so it'll be interesting to see how they either work as a team or individually just go after it to see who's the faster of the two. That'll be a great race to watch. So depending on what the weather is for the race, which we can't look at right now, but we will take a look at once we're on the formation lap. We'll see if that will dictate how everyone does their strategy tonight. Remember, it's a 3-stop race, so it may be a very quick race. Everyone's saying it is a dry race, so we'll keep an eye on that. So clarification, DRS disables means no putt. So when the game declares the track is wet, it will disable DRS. Because the dry conditions are not safe enough to run the DRS open on the slicks. Okay, so that is the time up. So let me message everyone. Everyone's getting me all worked up about wet conditions. And it's going to be a dry race, according to some of our other drivers. So let's get the session going. Command has been sent for everyone to let's up, ready to go. It is ticking away, so let's head down to the track to get ready for the formation lap as we race here under Singapore. So formation lap is going to allow everyone to warm up their tires, get ready to get going. So our running order will be, let's get rid of these in-game graphics, pull our own because they're cooler. Pro Ultra out in front, starting the race on the softs. Then you got Mitch in P2 going with the medium strategy. Alex in the Red Bull going with the softs. Lone Fiber on the mediums. Sasuke deciding to go with the softs. Vanilla on the hards. Nick going soft. F4 soft. Dark Viper also on the softs. Dynamic going with the softs. And Karuma also going softs. Jay Sims, Anime Boy, and Luke all opting for the mediums for the first round of pit stops. We'll see how that plays out for everybody as we make our way around the track. Everyone getting their tire temperatures where they want them to be. So we're going around here. It is as predicted from the chat. Weather forecast is a clear, dry race the entire time. So we'll keep a close eye on that. Race strategies according to the game. Medium to hard. that would be a 1 stop, which isn't allowed, or medium hard for a 2 stop, which is also not allowed because we're requiring our drivers to do 3 pit stops. We've seen when we did 4 pit stops in Monaco, the strategies were all over the place and everyone was basically just sprinting it every session to get around the track. Then we did 3 pit stops in Baku, which worked out quite well because the game, you can definitely get away with 2 stops, and the 3 definitely brought a variety we weren't expecting. So Pro Ultra coming around the final corner now to line up on the grid. Looks like Dark Viper may have hit the wall, so his car automatically set up on the grid. Pro Ultra pulling into his grid position box. Mitch on the inside, which is the dirty side of the line, in P2. Alex P3. Lone Fiber P4. We're going to go to the camera here on Mitch on the inside so we can see how everyone navigates going through turn number 1. A reminder to all of our drivers, it's not 1 in turn 1, but it's definitely lost. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights here in Singapore. And we're underway, racing under the lights. Good getaway for Pro as he takes the lead. Mitch losing out a little bit on the start there, falling back just a little bit as the rest of the group kind of bunches up towards the back. Lone Fiber does have wing damage, 100% on the front right, so he looks like he may have collected Mitch as we were going in. Car is going wide towards the back. See how that all pans out for everybody else. I apologize, that graphic for the damage I was looking at actually might not be right. It's like Alex getting right with Sasuke, our championship leader. Yellow flag, we got a car off in the back there. It looked like it was one of the Williams. Oh, hitting the outside barrier there for Sasuke as he's trying to defend against Alex. With Dark Viper right behind. So, as we come across the line, Pro Ultra sets the fastest lap, leading us away, almost a second away from Mitch. Right now, our championship leader sitting in a Red Bull sandwich. Apologize for that. We just lost our graphics there for a moment. So as we're looking at this close race, let's head up to the front. We got Mitch chasing in his teammate, less than half a second. Deer S wide open as they head down. Mitch keeping his teammate very close. Remember, they are on 2 different tire strategies here. So it'll be critical to see how they get through here. We got a yellow flag and yellow flag for Anime Boy being out of the race. Virtual safety car is declared, so that's going to neutralize the field. So everyone's gaps have to basically be the same. Few drivers electing to get their first round of pit stops in. So they will get a slight advantage pitting here under VSC as the rest of the field, as they traverse the track, cannot go too fast. or they will get penalties themselves. So a large portion of the field has pitted. Along with our leader coming in right away. So now Mitch, the other Aston Martin. So now the trick is everyone has to be very careful as the VSC comes to an end. When it does, you have to be within a certain delta or you may get penalties. So keep your eye on the top of the screen to see if anyone gets any penalties. When we go back to green flag racing, VSC now ending. DRS re-enabled after VSC ending, and we're back to racing. Everyone keeping it under the delta that they needed to. Oh, looks like our graphics are coming back. Oh, they're all coming back at the same time. Oh, boy. Hold on. Ooh, almost hitting the wall there for Mitch as he came out. Corner number 5. There we go. We got all of our graphics back so we can turn off those ones, bring ours back on. There we go. And we're back into it. So F4 currently has a little bit of wing damage. It's not Luke. Running in 4th has a 3-second time penalty. We're on lap 4 of 31 here in Singapore. Your leader out in front, Mitch. Lone Fiber chasing him down 1.8 back. Then you got Jay Sims in P3. Not electing to do the pit stop under VSC. Then you got previous leader, Pro Ultra, going with the pit stop, going from softs to mediums. Currently in 4th place with Nick Flies directly behind, who also pitted softs to mediums. So we'll keep a close eye on this battle. And then Alex also came in going softs to hard on his second stint. Nicking ever so closely to the back of Pro Ultra. As we come around the final corner onto the main straightaway, Nick pipping Pro Ultra's fastest lap, a 1:31.783. Mitch electing to come into the pits now. Going from mediums to hard for his second stint. Pro Ultra coming back across to defend against Nick as he gets past Jay Sims. Jay Sims doing the teammate move, getting out of the way of the faster Nick. As they come onto the short little straightaway. As they head through 12, as you see crossing the bridge to the hairpin here at 13. So right now, the only car that has not pitted is Jay Sims and Lone Fiber. Lone Fiber out in front. You can see his green dot there in the map. See if he decides to come into the pits. He stays out, continues on. So let's go with another close battle. You got Vanilla going on the inside of F4. Now put him on the outside. Oh, and Mitch getting by on the inside as well. Very close battle between these cars as they head down the main straight to turn number 1. DRS available for most of those cars as they come through. Mitch moving up to P7. F4 defending with all of his might with a broken front wing. And Sasuke, championship leader, following the back of the pack in P10. Sasuke making a move on Vanilla there. Puts him on the outside. Turn number 8. Gets the power down just a little bit better than Vanilla, and up to P9 goes Sasuke. But Vanilla's not letting him get away that easily. Staying very close to the backside. Both Sasuke and Vanilla on the same age hard tires. Same ERS available to them as well. So it is a straight up head-to-head race between these two. As we head down to turn number 16. Sasuke going over the curbing. Just, an F4 getting a little squirrely off into the wall there. Doesn't look like it's too big of a problem. Lone Fiber picking up massive wing damage before he came into the pits. So you can see him dropping down the order now in P10 as he's exiting the pit lane soon. Getting that front wing changed out. See if he gets out ahead of Dynamic, and unfortunately he does not. Oh, big contact there between Sasuke and F4. F4 is out of the race. Sasuke continuing on, but F4 is out. Luke picking up a 10-second penalty for a massive collision with Kuruma. So unfortunately, and Sasuke is also out of the race as well as he just retired. Massive amounts of damage from what we can see. So, safety car is out, which is going to neutralize this race and bunch the field back up. So, in short, in a short period of time, we have lost 2 drivers. So, it sounds like it might be a net coding issue for Luke. Sasuke, unfortunately, leaving the session. Frustrating finish to his season. Pro Ultra coming into the pits, leading the entire field pretty much into the pit lane. You can see the safety car is sitting out at turn 3, waiting for the field to come around. But mind you, everyone has to do 3 pit stops. So this is basically a free pit stop for everyone if they all do it at the same time. But Vanilla going out in front to take the lead after the safety car. So let's take a look at where our total pit stops are. So your race leader right now, and actually we can go through the running order. Let's do a little bit of a race story while we're under safety car here in Singapore. So Vanilla, your current race leader under safety car, started P6, currently in first place, has done a 1 pit stop of his 3 for tonight. Luke picking up a 10-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. Then P2, you have Pro Ultra, started on pole position, completed 2 pit stops of the 3. Currently in second. Then we got Alex Carrigoat. Done 2 pit stops, started third, currently in third, so breaking even on his race so far. Then we've got Nick Flies. Started in 7th up to P4, has completed 2 of his 3 pit stops. Then we got Dark Viper. Started 9th in 5th. Complete his 2 pit stops of 3 for tonight. Currently on the soft tires, looking to get some acceleration on everyone as we come out of the safety car. Then we got Mitch, started P2, currently in 6th. Unfortunately, with the timing of the safety car, makes him sit back here in P6. Has done 2 pit stops. Who we got coming into the pits? Oh, a bunch of cars dive off there, and a late entry for a pit stop. So it looks like a few of our drivers are going to be looking to finish all 3 of their pit stops now and go the long game to finish the race. So that moves Mitch up to 3rd. Then we've got Jay Sims, only completed 1 pit stop so far on the medium tires. Yep, they got Pro Ultra, completed his 3, so he is cleared a race for the rest of the race on the hard tires. Dark Viper completed his 3 stops, also on the hards, looking to finish the race. Nick Flies on the hards, looking to finish his race. Then we got Dynamic finishing his 3 pit stops. On the mediums, don't think they'll go the distance, but we'll have to see. Dynamic also doing a 1-lapper on intermediates. Then we got Lone Fiber, started 4th, currently 9th. He's completed his 3 pit stops. Karuma started 11th up to 10th now. Has completed 2 pit stops, running on the mediums right now. Then unfortunately, you've got, it's not Luke, currently serving one of his 10-second time penalties in the pits. With that, he now has an outstanding penalty of 3 seconds to contend with, to keep in mind as he races that that's going to add to his time at the end of the race. Currently on the hard tires, he can finish this race as he has now done his 3 pit stops for the race. So as everyone's coming back around, bold strategy moves and smart strategy moves from some of our drivers in the midfield currently have completed their required 3 stops and can basically finish a race on the tires they're on, in theory. Actually, let's take a look at that. Tire life. So 18 to 20 laps. Ooh, that's going to be pushing it. So those guys that have completed their 3 stops on the hards, looking to go the distance, 18 to 20 laps on the dries. What the game is saying, typically our drivers, more times than not, can actually make them last longer, but depending on how hard they race, it may be a lot less. There's an ask for if there's a penalty for dangerous pit entry. Depending on how severe it is, the stewards can definitely look at it. Our drivers are encouraged to report dangerous activity like that to the stewards, especially if they cross the white line entry into the pit lane. A lot of our rule set that our stewards use is actually based off of the IRL rule set. So if any drivers decide to dive in across the white line into the entry, which we did see on stream, we did see quite a few drivers decide to dive in there like that. There may be some additional penalties handed out by the stewards later on. Some of our stewards who are watching the race and may not be participating are welcome, and they have done it in the past where they will submit tickets from something that they witnessed in the stream and then require the drivers to submit their POVs. And we've had penalties dished out before for something caught on stream but not reported by the drivers. So safety car is in this lap. Right now you have Vanilla leading us away. Going to start backing up the field pretty soon on the hards with 1 stop. They got Alex, Mitch, J Sims, Pro Ultra, Dark Viper, Nick Flies, Lone Fiber, Dynamic, Karuma, and it's not Luke. Your 11 running cars out on track. Vanilla bringing everyone to a crawl on the track. And it is the lead car's discretion to lead the field away. And he accelerates now, coming through the final corner, hoping to catch out anybody on cold tires as we come across the line to start lap number 11 of 31 here at Singapore. Looks like Alex was getting a little squirt. Oh, and Alex is off. Alex is off into the wall. Looks like his car is having a seizure. Let's see what happens here. Gets it backed off. Oh, and reset the track. Oh, that's a rough one for Alex, as that will be an automatic penalty from the stewards for resetting to track. Tough for, oh, and he retired from the session, so that doesn't matter. So, back under green flag racing, Vanilla leading us away from the two Aston Martins of Mitch and Pro Ultra. Mitch getting right alongside Vanilla as they come down through turn 15. Vanilla defending on the inside, heavy braking. Mitch locks up a little bit. Mitch is your new leader. Oh, Vanilla into the wall. Very close and tough racing there. If anything is called, I personally feel like that would be just a racing incident, as they were getting very squirrely close to each other. No real argy-bargy. It was just very good racing. But unfortunately, Vanilla does have a broken wing. And is having to defend against the much faster cars. Vanilla dropping right down the running order. All the way down into 9th now. So back up to the front we go. Mitch, your leader, out in front, 1.4 seconds back to his teammate Pro Ultra. Oh, it sounds like contact here in the back. Bunch of banging. It sounded like somebody might have hit the wall as they were coming through. Not entirely sure. Jay Sims defending on the inside against Lone Fiber. Lone Fiber making the move, but Jay Sims coming back along the inside. Wheel to wheel hitting there. Jay Sims more or less shoulder checking Lone Fiber off the track. Jay Sims in P5 right now. Looks like Vanilla's heading into the pits. Get that wing changed. Karuma here on the backside. Jay Sims. Jay Sims defending. Lone Fiber looking to make a move here. Ooh, lost a little bit of grip coming out of turn 13. It's too far back to make a move here on Karuma. Oh, contact made there, heard it. Looks like Karuma may have hit the backside of Jay Sims just ever so slightly. We're still racing. No wing damage reported on the Williams. So we'll keep a close eye on that. So all while these three cars have been fighting, all of a sudden the Dynamic right behind, looking to get into the mix. Lone Fiber going for the move on the outside. Can he secure it? And he does as we head through turn number 8. Lone Fiber moving up to P6. Back on the charge again to hunt down Jay Sims. All while Dynamic behind Karuma looking to make a move. Let's head up to the front of the field as it's going to be a little while till Lone Fiber catches Jay Sims. But right now, Mitch just staying outside of the DRS of Pro Ultra. Oh, looks like he was just in at the detection zone. Ooh, Dynamic picking up a 3-second time penalty for corner cuts. So Dynamic actually closing a lot closer to Karuma than we expected. As we head through, Lone Fiber actually got past Jay Sims. We missed it. Wasn't expecting it to happen so soon, but then again, Lone Fiber with more ERS available to him than Jay Sims. Explains why I was able to make the move when he did. So right now, Jay Sims working hard on those mediums to catch Lone Fiber on the hards. Lone Fiber has an open track up ahead, so he's just going to be doing his best to set qualifying lap after qualifying lap to keep going. So everyone's spreading out a little bit. Dynamic did get past Karuma up to P7. So let's real quick go through our running order as everyone's kind of gotten into their groove. We're on lap 16 of 31. Mitch currently leading us away 6/10 out in front of Pro Ultra. Pro Ultra doing everything he can to close that gap. It gets down to 3/10 with the aid of DRS. Pro Ultra with a 10% more ERS than Mitch. And 1 lap younger tires as they head through the chicane. 10 and 11. 12 across the bridge. The hairpin of 13. So again, we're going to look at our total pit stops. Right now, the only drivers that have not completed their 3 required pit stops after 16 laps here at Singapore is Mitch and Karuma, Jay Sims, and Vanilla. All have done 2 pit stops. So still have to do 1 more before the end of the race, which is still a long ways away. As again, we're only on lap 17 of 31. Currently 4 cars are out of the session. Anime Boy, F4 and Sasuke, and Alex. But right now we have 10 cars out on track. Pro Ultra hunting down his teammate up ahead, Mitch. While Nick flies 2.2 seconds back behind Pro Ultra. Viper 5 seconds behind him. Lone Fiber working his way up. Currently in P5. And Dynamic moving up to P6. Dynamic does have a 3-second time penalty to contend with at the end of this race to keep in mind as he races other cars around him, which right now won't necessarily affect him. Down through turns 18 and 19, cross the line. Mitch, your leader. Luke picking up a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. So right now, this is our closest battle on track between the Aston Martins of Mitch and Pro Ultra. The unfortunate thing is Mitch has deployed pretty much all of his ERS, sitting at roughly 20% compared to Pro Ultra, sitting at 54% with 1 lap younger tires. And the unfortunate thing is Pro Ultra also has completed all of his pit stops, whereas Mitch still needs to do 1 more. So right now, they just need to work together to get Mitch as far out in front of everyone else as possible. But as it stands right now, this is going to be a great amount of points for the Aston Martin team. Ooh, a little bit of a wall touch there as Mitch turns in to turn 16. So our leader is pulling away from 3rd place. Nick flies in the Racing Bull. Another one of those drivers that pitted for that 3rd stop onto the hards, looking to finish this race on these hards. Ooh, a little bit of a wall contact there. Just sliding just a little bit too wide to the left on the exit and just tapping the wall. Then we got Dark Viper reserving tonight in the Red Bull, currently running 4th. Then 4 seconds back, we've got Lone Fiber, a Season 6 winner, doing everything he can to score some points and keep that average point scored much higher. Dynamic in P6, about 9 seconds back behind Lone Fiber. Nobody around him really, so he just has to keep it a clean race. Then you've got Jay Sims, currently in P7, with a fast approaching Vanilla behind. Vanilla less than 3 seconds behind. Coming through here into across the bridge through the hairpin of 13. There you can see Jay Sims just ahead. Vanilla pushing hard to catch him. All while that Jay Sims puts in his personal best middle sector of the race on 3-lap-old hard tires. Karuma back in P9. doing his best to keep the Ferrari up ahead in his view. Vanilla just slips away just a little bit. Then you got it's Luke in the Haas, currently in P10. Unfortunately, does have 6 seconds of penalties to contend with at the end of this race. That brings us back around. After those 10 runners, we're back up to the front with our leader, Mitch, holding back his teammate, Pro, or not holding back, but trying to defend as much as possible, trying to recover battery, as he only has 17% ERS, deploying to defend against his teammate, Pro Ultra. So far, these two have been working together for the most part to pull away from Nick Flies in P3. Currently almost 6 seconds built up from Pro Ultra to Nick. So will we see the two Aston Martins continue to work together for the remaining of this race? We're on lap 21 of 31. Those hard tires getting pretty worn. Mitch averaging 36 in the front, 46 in the rear. Pro Ultra of 24 and 33. And that's only a lap difference between the two ages. Vanilla picking up a 3-second time penalty. Looks like that happened back at turn 3, getting through that opening chicane section. Ooh, sounded like Mitch may have hit the inside wall or outside wall as he turned in for turn 16. No car damage reported. 10 laps left to go. Your leader, Mitch, out in front against his teammate, Pro Ultra. Running through our pit stop requirements, only Jay Sims, Vanilla, and Mitch have yet to do their 3 stops. Dark Viper picking up a 10-second time penalty and retired in the pits. So Dark Viper's out of the race. It's not showing any damage on his car, so I'm not sure why he decided to retire from the session, but that is going to drop him down the order, and that's going to promote a lot of our drivers. So Dynamic coming into the pits for his 4th pit stop. Puts on the mediums to finish this race out. Still, the closest battle on track is between our leader, Mitch, and his teammate, Pro Ultra, in P2. 9 laps left to go. Vanilla catching Jay Sims in P5. Only 1.1 back, so he's getting close. So close to being within DRS range. DRS, for those who don't know, is drag reduction system. What it does is as the drivers come down track, you see there with the 2 Aston Martins, the rear wing flap just opens up. And it gives them a speed boost as it reduces the amount of drag across the wings to give more top speed. So right now, the Aston Martin pair almost 8 seconds away from Nick in P3. So if we go up to Mitch, we do the math. If Mitch were to pit on this lap, he would drop down to P4. So right now, these two are just basically doing the best that they can to pull away from Nick. Luke picking up another 3-second time penalty, currently up to 9 seconds. Let's head back down to Vanilla as he's closing in on Jay Sims. He got within the DRS, which is 1 second. He's now down to 8/10. So we head through the little bit of a chicane, heading over the bridge down to turn 13. Jay Sims taking the wider line through the exit. Vanilla opening up that DRS. We have a new leader, Pro Ultra, getting past Mitch. Vanilla closing in. DRS assist down to 16 makes it even closer as they come to the next DRS detection zone as they come through the final two corners. Vanilla going for the outside move on Jay Sims, tucks it back in behind through the chicanes. Now, mind you, Vanilla does have a 3-second time penalty, so even if he clears Jay Sims, he needs to build a gap of 3 seconds. And I believe both Jay Sims and Vanilla still have to pit for their third pit stop. So after Pro Ultra gets past Mitch, he's already up to a second, almost a second and a half away. That's because Mitch is coming to the pits. So let's see if the game did call it. Depending on how fast they can do this pit stop, let's see if Mitch can get out. Looks like he will. That gap big enough back to Nick. Yep, Mitch is exiting the pits now. So Mitch only really losing out. Still on the podium. So Vanilla getting past Jay Sims. Dynamic right on the gearbox of Vanilla, looking to capitalize on the overtake. Jay Sims dives into the pits. Dynamic having to take evasive action not to collect him. So both Vanilla and Dynamic both have 3-second penalties each. But Dynamic has completed his pit stop requirements. So let's see what happens here. Dynamic getting past, using that DRS on Vanilla as they head through turn 7. So right now the game is predicting if Vanilla were to pit now, he would come out in P8. So let's take a look at where our tire wear is for everybody, and we're lap 26 of 31. Lone Fiber's tires are screaming at him right now. 57% in the rear average. Nick putting in the fastest lap, 1:31. Mitch picks up a 3-second time penalty. So Mitch throws on the softs to try to steal fastest lap. Picks up a 3-second time penalty. So right now, wear-wise, Pro Ultra is sitting at 35.50. Lone Fiber on 1 lap older than Pro Ultra is sitting at 34.58. Mitch on the brand new softs looking to score an extra point for fastest lap. Trying to take it away from Nick, who's on 3-lap old mediums. Dynamics mediums, only 4 laps old, sitting at 5 in the front, 12 in the rear. So his tires doing very good. 5 laps left to go here at Singapore. Your leader, Pro Ultra, out in front. Mitch getting that fastest lap like he was trying to, 1:31.578. Picking up that extra point in the championship. Right on the rear gearbox of Lone Fiber on the hards. Much, much slower. DRS wide open. Mitch doesn't have much battery, but he's going to use the wing and tire to his advantage. Gets around the outside of Lone Fiber. And around he goes. Up to P2. Now Mitch and Lone Fiber both have 3-second time penalties, so it is a head-to-head race between these two. But I think Lone Fiber's tires are too far gone, 61% in the rear. And Mitch's basically brand new softs, sitting at 23 and 28. So 20 seconds up ahead on the track, coming around the final corners. Your leader, Pro Ultra, looking to finish this race. 4 laps left to go. Let's see if anybody has pit stops still to do. Jay Sims. Nope. Vanilla. Vanilla is the only car that still has yet to do 3 stops. Everyone else has completed their 3. So Pro Ultra out in front. 19.7 seconds back is his teammate Mitch. So real quick, with 4 laps left to go, if we have enough time to do it, we should. Pro Ultra, your pole setter, out in front. Running the race the best that he can. And then we got Mitch in P2. Started P2. Currently does have a 3-second time penalty that he will be contending against Lone Fiber, who also has a 3-second time penalty. Like I said, they were racing head-to-head on the track here. But while Lone Fiber is racing, Nick coming up quick behind, does not have any penalties. So Nick will inherit, but he wants a position on merit. Makes a move. Looked like he might clip there, but started 7th, currently in 3rd for the podium. Knocks Lone Fiber down. So right now, Nick's going to be working the catch Mitch. Mediums versus soft. Kuruma picks a 3-second time penalty. So Lone Fiber dropping back 4th to 4th. Dynamic started 10th, currently in 5th, going to score a decent amount of points. Then you got the Ferrari of Vanilla. Started 6th, currently in 6th. Still has yet to do another pit stop before the end of the race. Kuruma started 11th, currently up into 7th. Jay Sims started 12th, currently in 8th. It's going to be a good haul of points for him. And it's not Luke, started 14th. Missed all the attrition, currently all the way up in 9th. It's going to be a good haul of points for the Haas driver as well. Does have 9 seconds of penalties to deal with at the end. But we go back up to our leader. Currently set at 18.5 seconds out in front of his teammate. His teammate only 2.7. You can see him right there, Nick, in the background working to chase down the soft tire Aston Martin of Mitch. Not sure if that fight will happen, the amount of laps we have left. Let's go check out Nick. Striking distance in 0 laps. So the game is not predicting that Flies will be able to catch in 2 laps time. So let's head Oh, bounced off the wall there for Mitch. Those soft tires are already giving him a lot of problems. Definitely going through that graining phase right now. 36 on the front, 53 in the rear. That's going to allow Nick to try to close the gap. He's currently sitting at 2.2, but Nick sitting at 16% and 30%. As it stands right now, Nick will actually inherit P2, so Mitch needs to build a gap of 3 seconds back to Nick, but that gap is reducing as we continue on. Lone Fiber coming out of the pits just ahead of Dynamic as they head through turn 1 and 2. So it looks like Lone Fiber in these last couple laps going to do his best to steal that fastest lap away from Mitch. So Pro Ultra comes across start-finish line to start the final lap of the race. Mitch holding on for dear life on the softs that are very worn out, while Nick behind on the mediums is hunting him down. Gap now down to 1.2. So Nick, knowing how competitive he is, he's going to want to do this on merit. He wants to pass Mitch on track, not just inherit it from the 3-second penalty that Mitch is carrying. Gap now down to 1 second. Getting within DRS. Pro Ultra, our leader, coming through turn 13, just a couple corners ahead here. Nick, 4/10 back on Mitch. As they come through the chicane across the bridge of 12, getting down to 13. Let's see what Nick does as they exit out, trying to put the power down. Rear wing is open. Mitch a sitting duck. Doesn't make the move there, but while we're sitting here watching that race, Pro Ultra coming into the pits for some reason here on the final lap. Cross the line, wins it. Mitch and Nick going side by side, coming down the 16. Mitch still ahead as we come across the line. Mitch across the line. Nick gets P2 on penalties. Next up, we got Lone Fiber doing his best to try to steal that fastest lap. Fastest first sector, personal best in the middle sector. Has a blue flag ahead of him, gets past the Haas. Through turn 16. Let's see if Lone Fiber can steal away this fastest lap as he comes around turn number 18 and 19. Cross the line. He does it. 1:35.08, fastest lap. Steals it right at the end there. Next up, we got Dynamic coming across the line, and it's Luke doing donuts in the final corner in remembrance of Roscoe. Next up, we got Karuma coming through the final couple corners here. Finish out the race. P6. Jay Sims. Cross the line, P7. And everyone has completed their pit stop requirements. Vanilla coming around to the final corner. Whips a donut at the end of the race to signal the end of season 6. Tough season for a lot of our drivers. And he does the burnout as he comes across the line into the wall. Not across the line yet. And he does. So your winner, Pro Ultra, cross the line, followed by Nick Flies P2, Mitch P3, Lone Fiber with the fastest lap gets P4, Dynamic Crossline P5, Karuma P6, Jay Sims P7, Vanilla P8, and it's not Luke coming across the line. P9. Everyone doing their celebrations to celebrate the last round of Prowler Racing League season number 6 here at Singapore. Let's get a screenshot of these before we head out. So your race winner, Pro Ultra, Lone Fiber getting that fastest lap there in the last lap. Driver of the day is going to be Nick, with Jay Sims getting the most overtakes. Screenshot of these. All right, so we'll head back to the intermission screen. So again, that does it for season 6. And because it does it for season 6, that brings us to our champions. So McLaren out in front far enough that they secured the championship a couple races ago. Congratulations to Sasuke and Dynamic in the McLaren to win the Drivers' Championship. Now that Drivers' Championship also includes, or the Team Championship, and the Driver Championship then goes to Sasuke, winning season number 6. So congratulations to the McLaren duo and Sasuke for securing the championship. So that concludes season 6, which leads us into season number 7. And here it is, your calendar for season 7. Our first race is going to be after Thanksgiving. Or no, I'm sorry. After Halloween. November 2nd. We're going to be doing a sprint as we bring sprints back to Prowler Racing League at Great Britain. Followed up by round 2 being in Miami on November 9th. We're going to be requiring multi-stops for that race. Then we go down under for round 3 at Melbourne in Australia, November 16th for a sprint race. Then November 23rd, we're going to be running at Qatar. We tried to give our schedule to line up with the IRL schedule of F1. Unfortunately, the actual round of Qatar is over Thanksgiving weekend, which we are not racing, so we moved it up to November 23rd. It's going to be a multi-stop in LaSalle. Then we're into, after Thanksgiving, round number 5 at Abu Dhabi to line up with the IRL final round of the F1 season in Abu Dhabi. Then the next week, we're in Spain for a normal race there. Then we're in Vegas for a sprint race December 21st. And then we're off for the holiday break to allow our members to spend time with friends and family. And maybe if we get some new drivers that get the game for the holidays, they'll join us. For the next race, January 4th, we're at Canada with a multi-stop. Then, January 11th, we're in Austria for a sprint at the Red Bull Ring. Followed up January 18th at the Hungaroring. Followed by round number 11 at China, January 25th. Then we start the month of February 1st, with a multi-stop race at Spa. And that is going to be your season 7 upcoming. We're off for the next few weeks as we get our team selections settled, get our drivers to register for the upcoming season. But this is your season 7 calendar. We will see you again here on the broadcast November 2nd for the sprint race around Great Britain. Thank you, everyone, for season 7 or for season 6, and we will see you guys next time in season 7.